Hello everyone, Someone Bird here, and welcome to another movie review. We all know about Steven Spielberg and the movies he directed.
Many of them are either big hits or considered classics. And just about everyone loves his work, and the amount of fun, charming, and sometimes serious ways he presents them. But once in a while, he makes a film that's either not a big hit or very well remembered. And sometimes you never think a huge name like his would be attached to these films.
And the movie I'm reviewing is one of those. It is the Peter Pan film with a unique and original story simply titled Hook.
The movie is based, or more inspired, by the books and stage play from J.M. Barrie, who is also referenced in the film in a tongue-in-cheek sort of way. A man named Peter Banning is very busy working as an acquisition lawyer that he misses going to watch his son Jack play baseball, yet he happens to watch his daughter Maggie in a school play of Peter Pan. But Peter and his family visit Granny Wendy Darling in London for the holidays, and to make a speech in honoring the Children's Hospital for dedicating a wing after her. But Jack and Maggie were kidnapped by Captain James Hook for revenge against Peter Banning, who Wendy informs him that he's Peter Pan, but now grown up. Of course, Peter doesn't believe it until Tinker Bell takes him to Neverland to rescue the kids. But Hook thinks he's not Pan either. Yet he gives Tinker Bell 3 days to make him remember who he is, and the Lost Boys help Peter become the Pan again. All while Hook tries to make Jack and Maggie love him and be a better father than Peter.
This was a movie that I really loved as a kid. I loved the energy, the characters, the fun moments, the whole thing. But after watching it again for this review, not only did it leave me with nothing to say about it, but it didn't have the same grasp as it did back then.
But there's nothing wrong with it, it just didn't hold up as much. Though there are a couple of problems, but they're very minor. For example, the production design is very cluttered. The nursery in Wendy's home is fine, but the places in Neverland are a mess, mainly the Pirate's Cove and the Lost Boys' home. There's just so much going on, and it's all busy that there's not one place to keep focus, even in the far shots. Though the Lost Boys' home is meant to be a mess considering that they are boys, but there's just too much to take in. And there's also another minor problem. The film is set during the Christmas season, and while there are visual elements to show that, it's never really mentioned verbally. And yet the scenes would still work without the holiday decorations and snow. But in this way, it's kind of a distraction. Not to mention the few references to the Disney film, sometimes shot for shot.
But those are the only problems I have with it, because the rest of it is all fine and good.
I really enjoy the setup of the film, showing what happens when Peter Pan grows up. It's an original take on the story that I don't think any other Pan film had done before. Once in a while there's a take on it that hasn't been done before or even made cliched, but this would have been the first attempt at it, and it's a good one. And while the actors are pretty good at portraying their characters and delivering great lines, including one I've got to meet and get an autograph from, the one actor that I enjoy the most in this is Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook. He's easily the most fun and very unrecognizable with that makeup and voice. Sure, the other Captain Hooks are good, but if I made a list of my favorites, this one could be close to being number 1, with the Disney version being a bit ahead. Oh, and Bob Hoskins does a great Smee as well.
And the other actors who played their characters did a nice job.
Robin Williams plays Peter Pan / Peter Banning. Julia Roberts plays Tinker Bell. Maggie Smith plays Granny Wendy Darling. Charlie Korsmo plays Jack Banning. Amber Scott plays Maggie Banning. Caroline Goodall plays Mohr Banning. Arthur Mallet plays Toodles. And Dante Bosco plays Rufio. As a whole, this movie is a nice one. The characters are good, the story is nicely done, and the effects are quite impressive. Director Steven Spielberg has done a good attempt at making a Peter Pan story that seems original and has plenty of fun moments here and there. Though while it hasn't left a huge impression these days as it did back then, it's still a fine one to put in once in a while, despite it not being as grand as I remembered. Still, the characters, setting, and effects do continue to keep the film enjoyable, and if that's not enough to keep the film afloat, then I don't know what is.
So today, this movie we're giving a rating of 3 stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and tune in next week for a new video. Well, Here's another movie I went to see in theaters, and surprisingly, I might have a little bit of a different opinion than everyone else did. So, I hope you enjoy it.
Once again, I saw a film in theaters after 4 months of being released, and I'm going to give my take on it. It's Illumination Entertainment's recent film, The Secret Life of Pets. The story is about a dog named Max, who lives in a New York City apartment and always waits for his owner Katie to come home, while the other pets of the apartment do whatever they want while their owners are gone. But when Katie returns with a new dog named Duke to be his brother, Max tries to get rid of him, but the two end up getting taken by dog catchers after alley cats stole their collars. Yet a rabbit named Snowball rescues them, and has them become members of animals who take revenge on humans for leaving them behind. But Max and Duke decide to find a way to get back home before Snowball and his gang get them for accidentally killing their initiation viper. All while some of the apartment pets and Max's neighbor Gidget, who has a crush on him, try to find the two dogs before their owners return. Director Chris Renaud, while providing some decent animation, doesn't seem to provide a nicely done movie overall. The story is pretty bland, the characters are pretty weak, and it's a film that made me bored of it. Once in a while there's a joke I like, but they're very few. Everything else is just dull or at times predictable. And for a movie called The Secret Life of Pets, there's not that much going on, and they mostly happen in the beginning and just sprinkled a bit here and there. And really, there should be more of them. Yet as a whole, while being original in some points, it's mainly a huge bore. So today I'm giving this movie a rating of 2 stars.
So that is it. Thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and tune in next week for a new video.